Hi folks, and welcome back to my channel. I know I haven't been on here for quite a while and I might deal with this towards the end of the video, but the real reason I'm coming on is to share some handmade flowers I made for a swap on Facebook. So here goes. I think most of you know by now that I have an embroidery machine and I make a lot of the flowers I use totally from scratch myself. And most of these are either, well, the ones in the middle are crocheted. And if you like these and you can crochet, I am planning to do a tutorial video on how I make these roses. I found a better way to assemble them so that they look more realistic. Now I'll hold them up so you can see what I'm talking about. But the other flowers are just my lace applique flowers all layered up. I've left the centres of some of them blank so that the person who's on the receiving end of the swap can put their own centres into them. And they're all either vintage or shabby chic. You can see the vintage style one here at the edge. And here's someone that's more shabby chic, and then the pure white here. So that's the first card of them. Now the next ones here, I put a few green ones in here to be, to have them natural, a bit more natural looking. And to some of them I've added some of my lace butterflies, and I put crochet centres into a few of them as well, just to mix it up. I was trying to keep the flowers as flat as possible because of postage costs, and they're going to the US. This flower here has one of these roses you buy on ribbon roses that you buy on a roll, and I've added my leaves to the back of it. You can see here and there where I've added, bought trims to make the flower a bit more bouncy. Another crochet centre. So I think you can see here the way I make them. I'll show you my leaves now, just a minute. Where are they? Sorry, long stretch. These are the leaves I make, and they're very handy, I find, for putting at the back of a flower. They make the whole flower a bit more realistic and give a bit depth to the... Now my hands aren't that red, I think it's just the light today. So I'll be sending a few leaves as well in the swap, and also a few flower centres so that, as I said before, the person can mix and match and adapt. Now I've glued these, I haven't glued these on with wet glue, I've just put a strip of, several strips of double-sided tape, and not good double-sided tape, just tape that it's easy to peel. It'll be easy to peel them off, they come off quite easy, but they will hopefully sit and be nice and sturdy in the package. Now another thing I've been making recently is ribbon dangles. These little fellas here. I'll show you them. And just in case, here's a flower that I haven't made up yet. I put a large background flower, then I glue or I sew another one on top of it, and then another one, and then a little crochet rose on top. I'm not putting this one in the swap, but I just left it bare to show you how it can be built up. And you could also, I have a bow somewhere. Sometimes I add a little bow to the bottom of it. Can't find the bow, but you can see what I'm talking about. Now, the little dangles. All you need is the ribbon clamps, and you can get those on, well, you can get them online if you don't have a jewellery making shop near you. That's a large one, but I have a box of smaller ones here. You can buy them on eBay, on Etsy, on Amazon, or on any of the online jewellery suppliers, like BB Craft have this box for about €8. So there's hundreds of little clamps on it. You can also get fancier shapes on places like Etsy. But you can see here, this is one of my stitched snippet strips. So I just cut them up and get the ribbon clamp, shove them into the clamp, close the clamp with the pliers. I use this one here. This pliers here, just close them. So it's very simple. And you can use up, if you sort out and you can use up all your scraps. Like I've seen Kay, I know the Kay, who's Kazakins one, makes them. I don't know if she has a tutorial. I'm sure she'd make a better job than me of showing you how these are made. But you can add these to the spine of a journal. You could add them to there's a really small one now. That could be added onto a card as a little decorative detail. I suppose they come under the heading of embellishments, but they're easier to make than a lot of embellishments, and you can also get a bit more complicated with them. You can see this one here. Now there's a loop here at the top of the thing. You can add a bulb pin or any kind of clasp to that to kind of hang it out of something. There's the little ribbon clamp. And then down at the end, you'll notice there's a little loop. You can hang charms out of the loop. Like you could put several charms on that, but I think that one is about the nicest one I've made, and it features my own flowers. I think they're supposed to be little lilies and a tassel on the end of it. You could also do something similar with these little clips, you know, glue the lace and ribbon scraps into the clip, and then maybe decorate, like I see, decorate the front of it. Like these are just glued on, they're not clamped. Once you have a few strips of your waist ribbon, you can just glue anything you like onto them. You could add beads or buttons, sequins. So they're easy to play around with. You can see what I mean here by there's a bulb pin on one end, but you can see the little loop a bit better that you can add. First of all, you put in a jump ring, and then you can add your charms, whatever, to it. So I think that's all for today, folks. I'll just show you the little bulb pins here. There again, you'd buy them from the same place as you'd buy your ribbon clasps. You'd also get maybe a set of 5 pliers as well. And it's an easy way to kind of get into jewellery making and making your own embellishments. And another thing I like to use, just a minute, is torn strips of selvage. If you do any sewing at all, you'll know that you have to tear the selvage off, otherwise your fabric and your end product will pucker. So sometimes you can get lovely fringed ends like this, and they're lovely for using in embellishments. You could also make a little flower out of them, fold them up like this, stitch them together, and you have a lovely little frilly flower if you have enough. Anyway, you get the idea. So I haven't been around very much lately, folks. We had to move back to Dublin on the 1st of December because Liam's father wasn't really too well. He's been in hospital now since mid-February. I usually call him Mr. Snippet Senior. He's been very good to me and has kind of, what would you say, encouraged me and supported me in all my crafting endeavours. But he's in hospital now, and we're only allowed one family visit a week, which is tough going. Now, we moved down to Kilkenny well over 2 years ago, and Mr. Snippet's nephew and his family moved in to our house in Dublin. We let them stay there rent-free while they were supposed to be saving up for a house of their own. And, well, when they moved out, we moved back in again. So there's been a lot of, we're still doing renovations to our place down the country, and I don't know when it'll be finished. Everything has been slowed down on account of the pandemic and the difficulty of getting building materials. So you can see why I haven't really had the energy to come onto YouTube and make videos, and I'm very appreciative of all my subbies who've stuck with me. But as I said, I didn't have the energy, I didn't have the time, I didn't have the headspace to go and make videos or even join in very many swaps or things. I have done a few swaps on Facebook, and I'm still in Woolly Steps ATC swap, and I hope you're all getting on well and staying healthy and sane and looking forward to the summer. If you're living in the Northern Hemisphere, that is. If you're not, well, you know yourself, winter is coming. So thanks very much for listening to me ramble. I'll try and be back with another video, a crochet tutorial, possibly in a few days' time. So thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Mind yourselves. Bye.